Productivity feels amazing until it owns you. Can you actually get addicted to getting stuff done? Let's find out before it burns you out. Hey, welcome to the Mr. Productivity Podcast. I'm Mark Struczewski, your guide to getting stuff done. Before we dive into the eye-opening episode today on productivity addiction, head on over to my website, MrProductivity.com, M-I-S-T-E-R, MrProductivity.com. Get my free email newsletter. Again, MrProductivity.com. All right, so the title of the episode today is Productivity Addiction, When Getting Stuff Done Becomes a Trap. We all love the dopamine hit of a cleared to-do list. But what if that to-do list becomes compulsive? I've been there. You feel like you're doing something productive, but you're doing it wrong. Being productive, obviously, is not bad, but left unchecked, it can destroy you. Let's spot the signs, count the cost, and break you free. First, let's talk about the signs that you're addicted to being productive. Now, as I go through this list, I want you to check off in your head, how many are you guilty of? Do you feel a certain rush when you tick off boxes, when it's overriding your rest? Is it more important that you get through your to-do list instead of you taking much needed rest? How about skipping a day and feeling like a failure because you didn't get anything done? Now, I'm a solopreneur. And if you're not familiar with that, that's an entrepreneur that works for himself or herself. I don't ever take days off. But there's ways that you can work every day, but not work every day. How do you do that? Very simple. There are a lot of apps out there where you can create content and schedule it on all the platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, YouTube, you name it, you can schedule it. So you can schedule content during the week, but when it comes time for time off, you can schedule it. And so you're just enjoying your life. You're taking a day off, but your content keeps getting pushed out. Or what you can do is you can pop on social media for literally a few minutes. Go to all the social media platforms you're active on. When I say go on all the social media platforms that you're active on, I don't mean endlessly and mindlessly scrolling on your social media feeds. I mean, you're checking comments on your content, or maybe you're checking your DMs. Shouldn't take you that long unless you're a big influencer, and you're probably not. I know I'm making an assumption there, but you're probably not. That's how you get around to taking the day off without taking the day off. How about checking emails or DMs, whether it's WhatsApp or Telegram, Signal, iMessage, Facebook Messenger, Slack, when you're supposed to be eating dinner, hanging out with the family? Another sign of addiction to productivity. How about your phone is always within arm's reach, or even worse, your phone is glued to your hand. Like you literally can't take the phone off your hand because it's there all the time. This is workaholism wearing a productivity mask. What did he just say? This is workaholism wearing a productivity mask. Behavioral addiction. This is when the brain craves a win, but it ignores the toll. So let's talk about some hidden costs of being addicted to productivity. Relationships. You are missing family moments. You are there. You are at your kid's recital or your kid's ball game. You're at the family picnic, but you're not really there. You're there in body, but you're not fully present. And your kids especially can tell you're not really there, but your family and friends can as well. Are you practicing being intentionally present wherever you are? Can your loved ones, your kids, your parents, your other relatives, your family, your friends, can they see in your eyes that you're really present? People know, you know, if you're not fully present, and you know if you're around somebody else who's not fully present. Now, let's talk about the toll that this productivity addiction takes on your health. Chronic exhaustion? Yeah, chronic exhaustion. Can you imagine always being tired, always being in a brain fog because you never turn off? Don't ignore these signals, by the way. These health signals, these are like warning lights on your dashboard blinking. Output crashes. Now, in the short term, you're winning the game of productivity. You're winning the game of life. But what about the long-term effects of you constantly going, no days off, no rest, never being present? That is eventually going to catch up to you, my friend. Here's a tough question I want you to think about. Your productivity, is it serving you or are you serving it? What did he just say? Is you being productive serving you or are you serving it? Who is the master? Or better said, what is the master? You or your productivity? Back in the 80s, there was a movie that Jack Nicholson starred in called The Shining. And he had this line he said throughout the film, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Are you a dull boy or a dull girl? Are you always working, hoping that someday you're going to get a break? Someday you're going to get a day off? Life should not be about all work, and life should not be all about play. You have to find a balance. A lot of people talk about life balance. I believe there is such a thing as life balance, but I think it's very personal. Your life balance may not be the same as mine. So let me give you 3 fixes to break free of productivity addiction. These are 3, quote, easy fixes, but they may not be easy to implement. Number 1, audit your wins. At the end of every day, sit down, preferably in a physically printed journal. You can do this electronically, but I believe the power is actually writing in a journal or in a notebook. Don't overthink this. And write down the wins you had today. And when you write down your wins, don't just write down the big wins, like I got a big client. Write down everything you can think of. Big wins, small wins, medium-sized win. Write them all down. This will prove to you visually that you're doing really well. Now, when you're tracking your wins over the days, when you get to the end of the week, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, ask yourself, what is truly moving the needle? Because you should be working on things that is moving the needle towards your goals, towards your dreams. If you find any traps, commit to yourself that you are no longer going to participate them in the future. Number 2, enforce hard stops. Maybe for you, you stop working on business at 5 p.m. Maybe on the weekends, you're like, I will check in on social media 1 hour on Saturday and 1 hour on Sunday. I work on Christmas. I work on New Year's. I work on Easter, but I work maybe 30 minutes. Just checking in because remember what I said earlier, my content has already been scheduled for the social media platforms. But you need to have a black and white when you are working and when you're not. When you go to an office and you leave the office, you're off the clock. But when you work from home, there's that gray area. Are you working or are you with your family? Have a hard stop. Commit to yourself, commit to your family that you will have a hard stop at this time. And finally, number 3, redefine success. What does success mean to you? I mean, success doesn't and shouldn't be all about money. What does success mean to you? I love the story that Gary Vaynerchuk tells all the time. He knows people who make $50,000 a year. They get to go to all their kids' sporting events, all their kids' recitals, and they're happy. And he also knows people who make $50 million a year who are utterly miserable because they can't do anything. They're never there for their family and they're getting burnt out. Please seek happiness, not money. So I have some homework for you. I want you to log 3 productive days in the next week. 3 productive days next week. If you want to take it to a next level, log every day, even the weekends, even holidays. What felt compulsive to you? Swap one for rest. Yes, swap one thing that made you feel compulsive, that you had to do it, for rest. I'm willing to bet you that your world, that your life will not crumble. It'll still be there. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to go find me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. Just search for Mr. Productivity, M-I-S-T-E-R, Mr. Productivity. Hit me up on the DMs or leave a comment to one of my videos and let me know what you are going to swap out for rest. What is compulsive that you feel you need to do that you have decided you're going to swap it out for rest? That's your homework assignment. I want to give you a homework assignment because when you do the work, your life will change. I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Mr. Productivity Podcast. If I could ask you a huge favor, actually a few favors. I know you're not supposed to do this at the end of the episode because you're supposed to give one call to action. And if you give more than one, apparently the podcast police come and arrest me, but they haven't yet. So if you haven't already followed or subscribed to the Mr. Productivity Podcast, whatever podcast player you're listening to this on right now, would you please follow me? Then if this episode meant something to you, if it spoke to you, and you can think of someone who could use this information, would you do me a favor and them a favor and go ahead and share this episode with them right now? We both thank you. And finally, don't forget to head on over to MrProductivity.com, M-I-S-T-E-R, MrProductivity.com. Sign up for my free email newsletter, The Productive Life. Until next time, my friend, keep bouncing forward and stay productive.